Ah, greetings. What the? Oh my! Oh, forget it. No, no, I'm not. Whatever, whatever. Let's do this. Okay. Well, hi everybody. Don't pay attention to this stuff here. Yeah, it's me and home from work, and I was in a good mood till just now when I'm looking in my viewfinder. But yeah, you know what? I wanted to. Well, you may have noticed something new here. I'm back in color, which some of you might think that maybe I should have stayed in black and white, because that's what I'm thinking right now. Although I did change some of the settings on my camera. I've been fooling around with the contrast and sharpness and the color a little bit, so it might look a little bit more vivid than it typically does. Much to your chagrin. Yeah, anyway, okay, so I'm going to do this. Anyway, I'm back home. I'm so happy, sort of, that that was my last day of work for the week, and I got the weekend off. I don't go back until Monday night. I rather enjoy that little facet. The one thing that I think about, just from the night before was I have some, it's one of those annoying things that I have again. Yeah, once in a while I like to talk about something that annoys me. But at work, we have some people that it's just a pleasure to work with. I mean, an absolute pleasure, because they're never wrong. Do you know anybody like that? Because they're amazing. It's so great to have people around like that, because if you want to know anything, if you need to know anything, they have the answer. I mean, it's incredible how any one person can build up and amass that much knowledge. I mean, it's great. I enjoy it. I mean, I'm sure most of you probably know somebody like this, and I would say I'm in envy, but you know what? I've got a couple, and it's particularly entertaining to sit there and listen all night long. That oh, this person's doing this wrong, and that one's doing that wrong, and we should do it this way, we should do it that way, and oh boy, I just have all the answers in the world. But as soon as they do something wrong, which can't be the case, right? As soon as they do something wrong, oh, well, there's an excuse for it, and don't worry about it. It's funny, because if anybody else did the same thing, oh, you just wouldn't hear the end of it. But if they did it, because they know everything, oh, that was just a slip up. Anyway, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's great. It's not annoying at all. Not in the least. So anyway, yesterday was the 29th of February, which, well, by the time you see this, it probably will be like a couple of days ago. But yeah, 29 days of February, a leap year. And if any of you don't know this, I'm actually a very big Mountain Dew fan. And I looked at the Mountain Dew page yesterday, and they had a wonderful little tag that said, enjoy leap year, another day to drink Mountain Dew. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It made me smile, even though I have to look at myself in this viewfinder. So, anyway, I talked yesterday a little bit about maybe mentioning Apple, and I thought I do have a lot to say about it, but you know what? I'll be brief. There's one thing that kind of bothers me slightly. Now, I understand that it's a company, and they're very proud of the products that they make, and they're very proud of the amount of money that they make as a company, and there's so many people there that just think that there isn't anything in the world comparable to their products. I mean, I mean, there are articles out there that will, make some kind of comparison, but I mean, according to Apple, I don't think that they are too concerned with competitor products. But that's not really what bothers me. I mean, and I don't mind the little plants they have, for their pep rallies to kind of make people really excited about all the announcements that they have, or that they don't participate in any consumer electronic shows, or like that cell phone convention they just had in Barcelona, Spain, announcing all the newest products. I understand that Apple doesn't want to take any part of it, but what really kind of gets me and makes me wonder, why is it that going back 5-6 years ago, and even longer than that, Microsoft was the industry standard. They were the largest company. There were no competitors. They were just bigger than anything else out there for companies, and people hated them, including me. I was very boisterous about their business practices. And I was glad to see the Department of Justice bring, lawsuits against them on a regular basis. I didn't like the little grassroots campaigns that they put together to try to convince people how wonderful they were to, their employees and customers. But they're kind of, they're not in that position anymore. And now Apple is. Apple makes more money than any other company out there. Largest profit margin by far. And, people hate the oil companies for making a lot of money. They hate the insurance companies. They hate the drug companies, that make all these profits. But Apple is still liked. I'm just not sure why. I mean, is it the electronic equipment that that they provide that, fills the time of people's existence? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I've been thinking about it lately, and it's just, a lot of people just are on that bandwagon, and I'm just not going to get on. I mean, I use their products. I've got nothing against them. I like the fact that they are in competition and are driven to make products better and better for the consumer. I mean, they do it at the cost of employees. I mean, like, they're the type of company. You look at most companies, and a lot of them will make a product, and either they take good care of their employees by paying them really good wages and benefits and making a more expensive product, or vice versa. Companies will be very lousy towards their employees all over the world and make a very cheap product. And you really don't really have much in between the two, but it's either one extreme or the other. And if you look at China, the people that work for Apple out there, might ask them why they have nets all around the building. But anyway, I mean, that's neither here nor there. It's, economics is one thing, and consumer purchasing is another. But anyway, one thing I bring it up for is because, one thing that always stands out to me when I think about large companies that do this kind of, that are involved in either aspect of, making a good, inexpensive product or paying wages really well is Henry Ford. Now, I'm not a fan much of, like, the Ford automobile, but Henry Ford himself was a very smart man. He invented something called Fordism, and that is being able to make an inexpensive product and taking care of paying very good wages at the same time. And I tell you, it doesn't really exist anymore because the auto industry has kind of really gotten out of hand. They don't really make affordable products. But my dad said something too, like just last week, and and I'm not really surprised because he is a very smart guy. And when he said this, I mean, I've always felt the same way too. But for him to say it kind of just made it stand out. He just said it was, in his opinion, the responsibility of large corporations to provide jobs for the working class, and decent paying jobs so that people are able to earn a living, which in turn, I mean, the more money you make, the more money you're going to spend and put back into the economy, the more you're willing to buy. And I think that Henry Ford understood this. My dad certainly understands this. But if you make lousy wages, you're just not going to be as big a consumer, meaning consuming products and spending more money. But the moral obligation of the companies, the large companies, and I don't know, I think it's something to keep in mind because I certainly believe it myself. One thing, speaking of Henry Ford, like he had a quote, one of my favorite quotes by Henry Ford, you know, kind of relating this back to the other people that I know that are very they know all the world's knowledge. You know, one of the things that he said was what was it? It was such a good one. Oh, I know what it was. It was, don't find fault, find a remedy, because anybody can complain. That was it. Don't find fault, find a remedy. I like it. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. So anyway, that's kind of it. I'm just thinking about what I'm going to be doing this weekend, and hopefully I'm going to be hanging out with some friends tonight. I think that would be pretty cool, you know, getting to see my friends and going to hang out down in Boston. And I'm supposed to be going to a workshop on Saturday at my old alma mater here at Boston University, and it's a DSLR filmmaking workshop, so that's an all-day thing. We'll see how that pans out. I was invited to a party up in North Conway, an all-day Irish fest, so kind of all kinds of options. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do yet, but in any case, I think that yeah, I'm sure I'll figure it out, and I guess that's it. I guess that's it, because one of the reasons that I was very happy when I first sat down today is when I got an idea at work last night, and it is just I just want to get it out because it's going to involve a lot of you people out there, and it's a fantastic idea, and I really want to get it going now. This is one of the things I actually had plans to meet with my other business partner and discuss something, and now I know what it is I'm going to talk about. There's a very idea. It's burning up right here. It's making me happy, even regardless of all the people that I have to deal with on a daily basis. But you'll hear about it more soon. So anyway, until next time, find a remedy.